Subject to deal gone wrong. How not to do a subject to deal. Hi, this is Alicia Cox, and I'm a full-time real estate investor and a licensed broker in the state of California. Okay, in this video, I want to share with you my experience as I go through a deal with you that I was doing, and wanted to tell you what happened. Hopefully, by the end of this video, I would have convinced you to stick to newer homes and ditch the junkers. Seller was in distress of sorts. His wife left him, and I guess if he couldn't make all the payments. All right, well, you know, the house was not in foreclosure, and the owner could not sell because I suspected that he was asking too much. The house was a cute 3-bedroom, 2-bath in SoCal on a hill, and it had a view. Seller was asking about $617,000 as is. So I went to look at the house, and it looked okay, you know, but I wasn't loving the layout. So my offer to him was $550,000 because that's the market value, and I was going to basically take over his $309,000 mortgage and then give him a paper, you know, give him a promissory note for his equity, which was about $39,000. Okay, so done deal, right? Or so I thought. Well, all I needed to do was to prepare my documents and do my final walkthrough and then close. So now I always do a final walkthrough and an inspection on the house before I buy it. Do all my due diligence before I buy. Because you know what? You can always change the price during the sale, but not after. So basically what I did was, since this house was not a new house, I decided to hire an inspector to go and, you know, give me an inspection report, and I wanted to do a final walkthrough. So I contacted the seller, and I noticed that he was pretty slow in getting back to me. In fact, the guy was reluctant to have me re-inspect the property. So, you know, with only 10 days away from closing, I decided I was just going to show up. And sure enough, lo and behold, there it was, this huge, what the heck, blower. Oh my God, it looks like a big snake, and it was wee, making lots of big noise. Okay, so if that wasn't the problem. Okay, so if that wasn't the problem, I mean, I looked at the walls, there was holes in them, and there's stuff coming down the wall. I'm thinking, this wasn't here before. So I saw his contractor, and I made him blab. And basically, the seller was trying to cover up the fact that he had had water damage. And so the contractor was hired to mediate the problem, you know, remedial services, whatever. But the blower was there to dry up the problem. So I was gonna buy that property, and if I had bought it, then I would have had a pretty tough time leasing it out right away, right? Because I would have had to fix the problems before, the problems that I wouldn't have been told about. So sure enough, I decided not to do the deal. I passed on it. I passed on it even though there were alternatives I could have done, right? But I didn't want to do anything with that owner anymore because, for a simple fact is this, he wasn't forthcoming in the first place. So what else is he hiding? What else is he not saying? So I decided to walk. But I'm going to tell you what the alternatives are. I could have easily, and this is my license to do it, you know, to discount the price completely, really low because of the problems. Perfect. Discount it really low and then turn around and sell that contract to a rehabber for a nice little profit, of course. Then the other alternative, of course, would have been for me to still do the same thing, reduce the price, and then rehab it myself, and then turn around and sell it on a lease option to a tenant buyer, which would be a nice, pretty nice house after I'm done with it anyway. So the takeaway is, number one, stick to newer homes. Enough said. They don't have as much problems. And then do a walkthrough. Before you actually close, do a final walkthrough. And if you suspect something, or really you should just hire a contractor or somebody who's like an inspector to inspect the thing before you actually close. It'll give you like a nice little list of things that's right and wrong. You know, if he doesn't see a problem, then great. And with the newer homes, most likely there isn't any. Okay, the next takeaway is, to sell it, use a realtor. Use a realtor because they can put a lockbox on it, and especially if, and they can show and sell the property much better than you can. If you are doing deals like I do, out of state, then you will need a realtor, by the way. And they're the perfect people to use because you don't actually pay them until you close on the deal with your buyer. So basically, they can put a lockbox on the property, and you collect enough from your buyer so that you can pay your realtor, such as the option deposit, the non-refundable option deposit. That can be used to pay, well, part of it anyway, could be used to pay your realtor. And so your tenant pays for your realtor. So it really doesn't have to come out of your pocket. And at closing, everybody gets paid. Nobody gets paid up front. All right, so I hope that helped you. Subscribe, please. And then give me some comments in the box below, and I'll try to help.